Hello everybody, it is Reaper Games, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about my thoughts on the potential future of DBD. I've said this before, but when it comes to getting information for videos, I tend to stay away from sites like Twitter or Reddit as much as I can, because I realize both have some of the most outlandish opinions I've ever seen. I can't stay away from Twitter for this video, however. When it comes to BHVR asking for opinions from their player base, it would seem they ask and take in what's said mainly from Twitter. Taking opinions for your game mainly from Twitter is not a good thing in my opinion, especially when it comes to the DBD community on there. I've made a few videos on DBD Twitter and I'll have them linked below. For very quick context on how bad it gets, people on there think getting teabagged from a killer is akin to sexual assault.
I would really like it to be a reportable offense. Mocking sexual assault isn't okay in my book.
I'm not sure how we got to this point, but good lord, this is too far.
Nah, humping is so funny to do though, lol, and even as a survivor I always laugh when the killer humps me, lol.
Okay, cool, you support sexual assault, have a good day.
Might I add, this is from a different person. Not only that, but there's people that want a setting to avoid certain killers and their justification is saying they have a phobia.
I think an avoid this killer toggle is probably the safest option for these types of things. I'm not sure how one could rework Spirit, for example, for the hard of hearing without gutting her strength.
This is exactly why I wanted to make this video. How far is too far? Yes, having a phobia while playing a horror game is now a problem. I expand more in said videos about DBD Twitter, so I suggest you check them out and truly understand how it is over there.
Official information: 2 things in talks for Dead by Daylight, or considered, are Darth Vader from Star Wars, with Disney, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This does not confirm they are coming, but they are possibilities.
The topic of today is a section of Twitter desperately wanting Darth Vader as a killer in DBD. I am not kidding, Darth fucking Vader. In my video about DBD Twitter and people's phobias, I say this. I can only say that these small changes and additions don't bother me for so long. When do we stop, sit back, and realize that DBD at its core is a multiplayer survival horror game? Trust me guys, I'm all for people having fun and enjoying things, but I will continue to say how far is too far. Adding Darth Vader will prove my point I made a while ago about DBD turning into Fortnite. Personally, this game has been really lacking that survival horror edge that it used to have. This game to me is slowly turning into Fortnite. For example, adding Lara Croft into DBD. I don't mind Lara Croft, but it doesn't make too much sense to me. Sure, the Tomb Raider games have like creepy themes and creepy sections to them, but that's like if DBD added Nathan Drake to DBD. It just doesn't make that much sense to me personally.
Quick genuine question: why do y'all want to act like you suddenly care about what qualifies as horror and horror enough to be in DBD only when it's about licensed content and not original content? We have so many original killers who are straight up not scary. I'm confused.
I have been saying this for a long while on streams, but didn't officially talk about the issue until Houndmaster came out. I feel as if while some original killers are not very good when it comes to design, they still are horror-based first. Some killers feel lazy when it comes to design, and I have and will criticize behavior for that.
This is such a bad faith take. Star Wars is not horror in any way, shape, or form. Legion and Wraith are horror regardless of if you are scared of them or not.
Legion killed like one dude, Darth Vader killed many people, so what makes one horror and one not? Cause the label was forced upon it?
Body count does not equal horror.
The thing is, just because you don't find certain killers to be scary doesn't mean they don't belong in DBD. As I've said, they are horror-based first. When it comes to licensed killers, we should always stick to having that formula, in my opinion. The only defense I've seen when it comes to adding Vader is he has that aura, or he killed a ton of people. What if they were thinking about adding the Joker as a killer in DBD? He's a clown and people see him as scary and he's killed many people. Does that make him qualified to be in the game? Hell, add any supervillain that has nothing to do with the horror genre. Just because villains in other media do bad things doesn't mean they should be considered for DBD. Trust me, I love the Batman franchise, and to be real, Joker or even Scarecrow from Batman would work better than Darth Vader for DBD, but I feel as if we should focus on franchises that would work even better than Darth Vader or Joker.
Immersion in DBD like Darth Vader isn't inherently more fear-invoking than Wesker.
Throughout the years, I've been more open to slightly bending what can be added with licensed killers like Haneke, Wesker, and Vecna. The killers mentioned I wouldn't classify as having true horror genre roots, but they have many horror aspects. Tokyo Ghoul is classified as a supernatural thriller, Wesker being a part of a zombie game franchise, and Vecna coming from a fantasy role-playing game. These are okay and fit pretty well for me. I have no issues slightly bending the horror genre design of DBD, but again, how far is too far? Adding anything Star Wars when it comes to licensed killers or survivors is just flat out silly to me.
Who TF is mad about Darth Vader in DBD? That would be fucking sick, hello?
People aren't necessarily mad about the idea of Darth Vader becoming a part of DBD's killer roster, but it would make no sense at all from a design standpoint. There's people out there that think the Undertaker is scary. Should Behavior just add him because he has some scary qualities to him? As a huge WWE fan, I would probably uninstall if I saw him as an original killer. Now I have a feeling that someone will come in and make the point about how there's been Star Wars media that has horror aspects, but Star Wars in itself isn't in the horror genre. Not only that, but I'm willing to bet most people don't even know or have ever read or seen Star Wars media that has said horror aspects. Dead by Daylight is based off of the horror genre since its inception. I get so passionate about this topic because that's what drew me in to play this game. In my opinion, Behavior shouldn't be taking really any opinion from Twitter and going off of that. People wince at the idea of a possible spider killer, but are all game for Darth Vader, and to me, that's just losing the plot. If Behavior actually goes through with adding Vader, I don't even know what I'd say. Lastly, I wanted to touch on skins not being horror related. Personally, I'm indifferent about skins. When it comes to band t-shirts or killer skins that make the killers creepier, like Slipknot skins that don't really distract from the horror aspect, I think that's pretty cool. Skins like Lara Croft and Gerald, I kinda roll my eyes, but I don't think they're doing any harm. I do, however, think that skins like that contribute to the game moving into a direction I don't want to go in. To me, there's a slippery slope when it comes to skins. All this talk and energy about licenses should go towards killers that would not only fit, but bring in even more players. My 4 franchises that would be a dream if they added are Evil Within, Dead Space, Outlast, and Predator. It's just sad and disheartening when I see people melt down at the idea of even a spider killer. I start losing hope when I hear the new buzz for a license is Star Wars. Trust me, I love and always have loved that franchise my whole life, but let's be real, it doesn't fit DBD. Well, that's all I have for this one. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the possible addition of Darth Vader because I'm genuinely curious. If you find yourself liking me even more than just subscribing, consider becoming a member or joining our Discord. Also, you already know who this video is in partnership with. The beautiful energy drink brand, Dubby. I'm an energy drink kind of guy, and Dubby has somehow converted me from Monster to them. If you're a longtime fan, you know how insane this is. Dubby is a powdered energy drink that keeps you energized literally all day. I found that I end up feeling tired at the perfect time and not needing a pick-me-up during the day. If you're interested in trying a delicious and new energy drink that promotes drinking more water, use code REAPER 10% for 10% off your order. Not only will you be getting an amazing product, but it helps me out too. That's all I have for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.